What's up guys, Allison here again. Thanks for stopping by my channel, Wild Mama. Today I'm going to show you guys how I make my own hand sanitizer that is toxin-free, chemical-free, fragrance-free, and actually nourishes and hydrates your hands. So it is currently December. The flu season is in full swing. So I'm pretty sure at this point in time, everybody knows that hand washing is the #1 thing you can do to prevent the cold, the flu, and just getting rid of bad germs in general. It's also much safer for you than using things such as hand sanitizers typically. However, as a mom, many of you guys know that one, you're just not in a position to be able to go wash your hands because you don't have a sink. Two, you have children that have grabby little hands, like I currently do with my 4.5-month-old son. He is literally grabbing everything that he can, and I would rather use some hand sanitizer either on myself, on somebody else who might touch him. People like to do that with babies. They like to touch your baby, you know, or him. So him, myself, or somebody else that may want to touch the baby. If they're not around a sink, we're not around a sink, it's better safe than sorry. So the thing with that though is that hand sanitizers, typically commercial ones anyways, are horrific. They're just so atrocious. They have endocrine disruptors in them. They usually have fragrances in them. They have platelets in them. So we have a very, very, very non-toxic home. I mean, most of our cleaning products we make ourselves, except for one brand that we do use is called Force of Nature. Other than that, I mean, we pretty much make our own stuff. So stands to say, like, why wouldn't I make my own hand sanitizer, right? So there's a base. I'm going to go over that with you guys, but essential oils are extremely effective at getting rid of harmful bacteria while not hindering the production and growth of beneficial bacteria, which is also one of the things you don't want with hand sanitizer because they do that. Additionally, if you guys didn't know, hand sanitizer has been linked to antibiotic resistance, which is a really bad thing. Well, there's a lot of things about Western medicine that I don't like as far as prevention and treatment of chronic illnesses. I think there is a huge gap between where they are and where they should be. Western medicine is extremely effective at acute illnesses and diseases, also traumas, things like that. So you get into a car accident, you know. So the last thing you want is to come down with something that you absolutely, the only way to get rid of it is to use, you know, antibiotics or to have to go into the hospital or see a doctor for something, and there are no options for you because the bacteria strains in those antibiotics have morphed so much that they're no longer effective against the disease that they're trying to fix. One, let's not contribute to that. Two, let's not be putting endocrine disruptors on our children's hands. I mean, if you guys don't know what the endocrine system is, the endocrine system is it's your hormonal system, so it controls all the hormones in the body. Hormones are the communication to your body and what tells your body to do what to do and what not to do. So when you eat, your body releases certain hormones to help uptake your sugar, then it will release other hormones to help turn off that. It's a cycle of stuff. Every single bodily process, there are hormones in it, and what endocrine disruptors do is they will mimic hormones. They will swap hormones out with each other. So when one hormone is needed, it will actually make another hormone be present. They interfere with hormone signaling. They can actually make your cells die prematurely. The list is endless on what they do, and I just I'm really not okay with using them, and I'm not okay with I don't want other people to have to use them either, but I think a lot of people just don't think there's another option, and there's always an option. So sometimes you have to do a little bit of searching to kind of figure out what that is, which is what I did a couple years ago. So I've been making my own hand sanitizer for a long time. I'm an esthetician, and I have to use it when I work. One, the smell of alcohol, you know, it's like hands to face type of job, right? So I pump hand sanitizer on my hands that smells like alcohol because it has alcohol in it. And then I go and I try and touch my clients with that, or, you know, I do eyelash extensions, I do that on them, and it's right up in their face. It just doesn't smell good. There are some companies that have actually made hand sanitizers smell a lot better now than they did before. The thing is though, is that they contain fragrance in them. The thing with fragrances is that it's a proprietary blend. So what is in that fragrance does not have to be disclosed. And there are, I think it's like over 3,000 different chemicals that can be used in a fragrance, the majority of which are highly toxic. So I'm gonna show you guys today how I make it and the jars that I store it in. Let's go ahead and go. Okay, so typically I mix my concoction in here and then I will just fold this and pour it into my jar. There are 3 tablespoons of aloe vera. 1, 2, 3. 2 tablespoons of witch hazel. Half a teaspoon of vitamin E oil. This one's a little tricky because it's thicker. Usually I will fill this up and then I'll actually use this spoon to mix in here a little bit to get it out. And then when that doesn't work, I use one of these and just kind of scoop it out. Be careful not to spill this stuff anywhere because it's really sticky, you guys. And last but not least, 15 to 25 drops of essential oil. So I use this blend. You obviously can use just tea tree oil. You can use lavender. Both of those are really good at just killing harmful bacteria. So it's your choice. I like this because it's got a blend of things. It also has lemon in it, which is really good at that. So my son woke up. Okay, so the one thing that you do want to do is you want to make sure that you just kind of smash up any of the aloe vera chunks, because when you're pouring it into your bottle, the chunks will get stuck in the hole. So I just kind of do that for a second, break them all up, and then I always pour into the jar on top of another one of these in case some of it spills. That way I can catch it. And it's wiggly. That fits in this jar just about perfectly. So you've got, comes up to right here, you can't see. And so then I'll usually just give this a really good shake. Another thing that's really nice about this is it smells delicious versus regular hand sanitizer. It smells like butthole. And then the consistency of this, you guys, is really nice. So because it, 1, because it has the aloe, 2, because it has the witch hazel, and then 3, the vitamin E, it's just super nourishing and hydrating. And that is the consistency, if you guys can tell. So it's not jelly like a lot of hand sanitizers are. It's more liquidy. You don't need quite as much, and it smells really good. So that's another thing too, is that the smell of certain things is very toxic to the body, and I don't like spraying that stuff around my son, even if I'm not using it on him quite yet, because he is going to inhale that and then that's going to go into his system, and that stays in my diaper bag all the time. So I have another one that sits on his dresser just in case I happen to get peed on or something like that, and I just want to quickly kind of rinse off my hands before I touch anything else. I got these little jars on Amazon. I also got my aloe, my witch hazel, and my vitamin E all on Amazon as well. So I will include the links below for those things for you guys so you can see. Alright y'all, so that is how I make my homemade hand sanitizer that is chemical free, toxin free, all natural, smells amazing, and is kid friendly. If you guys have any questions or comments, please drop them below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye! Say bye!